Good evening. Hey all, this is Paul from Drums and Rums, where the backbeats meet the spirits. Episode 36. On our podcast for March, we're continuing our celebration of Women's History Month with women who are either in the rum industry or those who are drummers. Our guest was baptized by metal. Did you like that?
Yeah.
When she was 5 years old, and she attended her first concert, which was with the metal gods Iron Maiden. From there, she was hooked on metal and the drums after seeing one of her influences, Nico Marine. With a foundation from old school metal into some of today's newer metal, she's found her own styles, which you'll see in her drum covers. I'd like to welcome to the podcast drummer Angelina Bukata.
Hi, nice to be here.
And also on the podcast, I have with me back a drums and rums alum. Say that 10 times fast. Fellow South Florida drummer, Harley Mitchell. Hey, Harley.
Hi, thank you for having me again.
Yes. So that now you're not only now a guest, but you're now a co-host. So it's only a few folks that actually have that as well too. So we're
I'm honored.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you can join us again. I think it was pretty cool that we can all have a show here again for Women's Month and two women drummers here in South Florida, and definitely share some similar stories. You know, some of the challenges and some of the paths and some of the styles of music and some of approaches as well to your drum covers too. So, but all right, so let's jump in there. So, Angelina, so how old were you when you first played live?
I was 9. It was Nico McBrain's anniversary rock and roll ribs party, and at the time I was with School Rock, so I played for him The Bell Tolls by Metallica.
That video was also up there too.
Yeah, that was the first one that we posted, and I was so nervous. Like, I remember I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be on his Dance of Death kit. Oh shoot. And I heard that was his favorite one at the time, and I was like, I can't wait to play. I was very excited and nervous. Yeah.
See, and the way he has his rack toms are like you were.
I couldn't reach him. At the time, I had to like jump to hit some crashes, and I couldn't do that either. I was missing some, and his toms were right in my face, and then the cameras were like, I'm like, no, I couldn't even hit it, and some people around me were like, oh my gosh, she's so small, and I was getting so embarrassed, and I was like, okay, it's fine. But at the end, people were shaking my hand and like, good job. I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this. I like this.
Excellent. Excellent. So Nico is one of your drum influences. Why?
The power that he has on his kick. It's so fast. Like, you would think it's double bass, but it's not. His technique. If I can get just a little of that technique, it's really amazing. And he has like that signature like sound. Mm-hmm. If he's like in another band playing, you can tell because of his ride and his bass. Yeah. So I would like to be more like that.
Right. And even in some of your drum covers. Sorry.
It's fine.
Paul's having another technical difficulty. Please stand by. Be good if you actually plug things in, I guess. There we go. All right. That would have been really bad.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, like in some of your drum covers, and I think even the recent one, your Avenged Sevenfold cover was, just seeing your feet, you.
The exercises that I do for that is like my snare, I try to go single pedal and then single, and I try to mimic it and go with it at the same time so they're synced. So as fast as my hands, as fast as my feet.
Okay.
My bad.
Right.
So that's one thing.
No, that's a good technique to just build up speed and right, because a lot of times independence is very difficult, right? Yeah. So a lot of times our hands and our feet want to work and go together, and to kind of at least maybe help build up in certain aspects, and then at some point do you try to work on separating it, or
yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I have trouble when I first started double pedal. my feet would like to go the same as my hi-hat, and that wasn't great. So I had to work on that with the snare that I was doing.
Right.
So that helped a lot.
So with Nico, so what are some of the female drummer influences you got?
I actually watch a lot of YouTube drummers. So Christina Shiana.
Me too.
Yes. Christina Shiana, I watched her
Yep.
a lot. Mytel Cohen. Lindsay Ward. She's a good
Me
one.
too.
She's
Oh,
so
my
pretty.
favorite YouTube drummer. I love her
right.
so much.
All right, I'm gonna leave you guys. All right, Harley, you got the.
Now we're gonna fangirl.
That's right. You're the co-host, so you can take over now.
Well, I actually wanted to ask, with playing double pedal, do you use more of like your heels, or like what's your technique?
More of the ball of my feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious about that.
And then sometimes if it's more slower, I would like to exaggerate my knees and make just they're more higher. So it's just easier for me. So I'm not like pounding on the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just different on the balls of your feet.
Cool. So is that in right? I think that's everyone who talks about playing is building up double bass, and then some just say no. I just don't want to go there, or try to play single pedal there. Like one of our guests here was a couple weeks ago was Gavin Diaz. He's a student here at. And first, I'm sorry, I've totally forgot to even talk about where we're at tonight here. So we're at live music community here in Palm Beach Gardens. Here, we're again, if you're probably very familiar with the what you see here, if you've watched some of the other videos. Here with my man Justin there holding down the room there in the control room there, making everything look good and sound good, as well as here, as I mentioned, Gavin is one of his students here at the school. He's also a drummer, and so Gavin's been playing for many years, and we were talking a little bit about that, and his right foot. He's got a very fast right foot, so to be able to pick up some of those double hits, so very cool. So so a lot of YouTube drummers there.
Yeah, and most popular, most iconic, Sheila E.
Oh, okay.
Cindy Blackman. Yeah. I actually got into Suse Quintanilla for Selena y los Tinos. There. So, yeah, those are my female circle.
Very cool. So I think I have my own. I guess I'm not a fangirl, but it's maybe an
fanboy.
Fanboy in an awkward maybe way. Following and just impressed by some of the playing, right? And there was, and I don't know if she still is playing. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank now on her name, but she has a lot of stuff out on YouTube. She was in a psychobilly band and called the Necromantics. She does a lot of videos, and anybody in the chat know her name? And of course, I'm giving accolades to her, and I don't remember her name, but
what was the name of the band?
Necromantics, and I'm drawing a blank on her. Lux the drummer, I think that's her name. Lux. Well, she would play in high heels.
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes. Yes. So it was like, well, that's crazy. So when they came through to West Palm, it was like, all right, I gotta go. I want to see them play. And again, they got a lot of interesting kind of music. And but yeah, she's got this big double bass kit and playing, and she's got this like the bouffant hair kind of styled up and all that. So very cool. And again, here she's killing it, and most of the people in the crowd are guys and so forth, but she's just holding her own, right? She's confident and holding her own, right?
High heels though?
She's so
I have trouble sometimes playing in my Doc Martens because they're heavy, but I do it anyway just because it's like they say how beauty's pain. I'm like, I'm still gonna look cool even if I have to wear my Doc Martens and struggle. But yeah, I don't know how she does that in high heels.
That's crazy. I can barely walk in high heels. That's
yeah, I'm the same. I just don't.
That's two of us. That's two of us.
Yeah.
So yes.
3.
Yeah.
No.
So that's funny. So yeah, you talked a little bit about your practice. So I mean, what is typically your practice regimen?
Depends on my school load.
Okay.
If there's a lot of homework that week, I sometimes don't even touch the kit for that week. I mean, sometimes I'll have my practice pad, do some rudiments, whatever my band teacher assigns. I'm in band. If I don't have anything, I'll be there almost every day. And sometimes it'll be 30 minutes, sometimes it'll be an hour. It honestly depends what I need to work on too. If it's songs, I need to listen to it, break it down. If it's just jamming, sometimes I just put a random guitar riff and I just jam.
Very cool. So is that drum you do in what kind of band in school?
I'm in concert band, but I'm
Okay.
just starting. I'm learning to be the snare, but that's way different than the actual drum kit,
Right.
and it's very difficult, like the technique in that. And I was like, that can help me in my drum kit
Yeah.
really well. So I'm learning that. I have a couple friends helping me with
Very-
that, so I'm really grateful.
So yeah, I've talking to a lot of folks, and yes, it's if you stay with that and then go through that drum core, so many people that are musicians or studio musicians, they all have a drum core. Anybody you probably watch on, whether it's on the guys that come on Drumeo or the YouTube, they all had a drum core background, high school, college, and then they are so super.
You're so talented.
Right, and then from there, you can pretty much do whatever you want because people want you to either record, tour, or whatever. So, but yeah, so that's cool.
Working on it.
Yeah, just don't watch Whiplash because you're right. That's
No,
not a
I've
true
seen
story.
it,
Yeah.
and I was like, no,
Yes.
that scared me.
So what's your thoughts about that, Harley?
Whiplash.
Yeah.
I surprisingly have not seen that movie, but I
Oh,
know what it's
alright.
about.
All
I
right,
know.
we're
it's so
stopping
bad.
the podcast right now.
I know. I'm fired. It's so bad. I know.
It's all yeah. I didn't see it for a long time until somebody started making references to it, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, my dad.
You could tell me though. I don't care. I don't mind the spoilers or anything like that.
Oof.
Oh well, I don't know.
You
need
can
to
answer
watch
your
it, though.
question.
I'm not sure what the spoiler is yet. It's
okay.
It's a crazy, definitely a crazy movie about a kid wanting to break into a music school and jazz, and this a talented composer or conductor,
Yeah.
and the guy is just a royal, you know what, and he's just riding him too hard and pushing him to the edge, and the guy's practicing so much he's bleeding all over his drums because
Bleeding.
so there's some interesting stuff. I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah,
so.
but my
I just
dad
wanted to make
jokes
sure I
about
answered your
that.
question or whatever. But
It's all. It's good.
I get blood blisters sometimes, but it's not that
Me
bad.
too.
It's not like over exaggerating.
Right.
But my dad, he does this a lot to stop me. I'm like, stop! Don't do that. You're not him. You're not him. No, we're not getting into that. It's scary. It's scary.
Yeah. So you'll see him. The teacher is the guy from Spider-Man, Jonas.
oh yeah.
So or the guy from the insurance company commercial. He's all over the place. But yeah, you'll know. It's entertaining. So it's right up there with. Anyway, I've drawn. We're getting off. We're getting off the path here. So we'll come back onto it. So what was your first song you learned to play on the drums?
Back in Black by
okay.
AC/DC. I was in Guitar Center at the time. So my professor was helping me learn it, getting into rudiments and incorporating it, just making it our own in a way. And me and my dad will make competitions. Who will make it better? No, me. And I end up beating him, but it's cool. Now he can't. Yeah.
So is there there you go, J.K. Simmons. Thank you, Kevin. All right, there's a Kevin shout out there. One of our other Drums and Rums alum. Thank you for connecting us here. I know you guys had hooked us. You and Joe hooked us up there. So and also see the hat, right? Just representing. So yeah, Back in Black, yeah, very classic. I think
Yeah.
if any drummer, any rock drummer, I think everybody has to know at least how to play that, especially if you're doing covers
It's
and
very
songs, because
simple
that's
too. So
yeah,
we had to make it our own in a way, just for fun. but
right.
It's
So
very simple.
so here's a good question for you guys, both of you, is in covers like that, right, where somebody or the drums for a song seems very simple. It does what it needs to do,
Mhm.
and and then others would listen to and say, oh, that's like Ringo. Ringo gets a bad bashing about being,
Right.
it's like, again, you're the guy who's holding, keeping that steady beat for Paul and John and Paul, right? Do you need to be flashy, right? So just like AC/DC, you've got Angus who's the Flash, and the drums is just there, nothing more, nothing less, just
Yeah.
does what it, enough what it needs to do. I mean, so do you kind of find that to be similar or true? Your thoughts on some of those where it may be simple drums, but usually it's simple drums because you have another part of the band that's maybe a little bit more the flashiness.
I think so. Honestly, it depends on their relationship as the band, but
Yeah.
I think so.
You're saying if that's okay that the drums are simple? Is that what your question was? Just so I
Yeah.
could understand or
Yeah.
clarify.
Yeah. Again, if you don't have a flashy drummer, or a flashy guitar player, flashy bass, I mean, unless maybe
Someone
you're
needs to
Led
be
Zeppelin,
flashy.
maybe, but
Someone, unless
Yes.
the band is not that.
I think I think it depends like what the song calls for. I mean, for example, like the Who, that worked for them.
Right.
But I don't know if Keith Moon would work with AC/DC because that's just, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes you could overplay.
Mhm.
You don't need to overplay an AC/DC. So
It's probably
don't know.
good. It's probably a good thing that Keith Moon wasn't in AC/DC, because I don't think there'd be any alcohol left on the planet, probably.
Yeah, between all of them, I don't know. Angus was getting oxygen on the side of the stage. And that was from rocking out, so anything else.
That's funny.
Tough.
So, so that was your first song you learned,
Yes.
right? And then so you've now are doing drum covers. You're putting up on
Yes.
YouTube, so we'll talk about a little bit about that now. So how do you go about recording your drum covers, your equipment that you use, your video editing? Because you're like I said, that last one there, a lot of great shots and the camera angles, and then some of the graphics, and so to package the whole thing up. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Usually I'm on Spotify trying to find a song to do first. And if I like a song, I'm like, okay, let's figure it out, listen to it, try to figure that out. But the actual recording process, me and my dad, probably before we actually record, we try to find good angles. We're like, okay, what about this one? Oh, no. We try to find good angles. We put the lighting. Okay, it's like that. Then the actual day, I'm doing my makeup. He's setting up the cameras, putting the lights. I'm doing my hair. I sit down. Okay, we ready? We turn on everything. We record. I try to do everything one shot so we can just get it done. But sometimes there's songs that I'm like, I'm really ready to punch my snare and just putting a little hole there. But it's difficult sometimes.
Right.
But some other songs, one take, oh my god, great, let's go. But when I'm actually recording, that's all me from that one time. We don't like snippet everything and add what's good. No, that's me the whole time.
Right.
When that's done, he gives me the video. I do all the editing. I put iMovie. That's what I was using before. Then he does all the sound
Right.
and mixing.
Very cool. So all right. So that's definitely something that, and Harley, you've some of your the drum covers you do as well. That was all self-taught as well, right? Putting
Right,
packaging.
Yeah, everything Angelina says the same for me. Like everything I do in one take. It's just easier recording wise. It's like for example, maybe I won't hit the cymbal at that exact second every time. So I'm not going to edit that. You know, it's just, it's easier. Like she said, I'll do my makeup. I hit record on everything, press play. I do it one take. All the cameras are set up and it's just easier to do it that way. So, and I do all the editing myself as well. So yeah, same story here.
Right. And Harley, we talked about this. You went to school for
video editing.
Video editing, right?
Yep.
So
right, yeah.
And that's some of it where you have all your multi cameras all fed into one system that all captures it all at the same time, and then you just, I guess, mix everything down. Or
yeah, I use well, now that I have a second camera, I'll record, you know, on 2 memory cards, and I'll take, you know, both files and put them in. I use Premiere Pro for my video editing, and I just line everything up, and I'll just switch an angle. Maybe sometimes which has happened, maybe it'll go out of focus depending on my movement. So I'm like, okay, at least I have the other angle, and I'll just switch back and forth. Or maybe I'm making a face that I don't want to show on YouTube. You know, it helps, honestly, having a second angle sometimes too. I mean, you never really know. So, yeah. But 2 memory cards, 2 cameras.
2 cameras, memory cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything she said, I'm the same way. If I make a face and I'm like, ugh, or the camera isn't like focusing.
Right.
Or the lighting is hitting the camera, and I'm like,
yeah.
But I have a couple.
It's so hard for us to hide our facial expressions when either we may have flubbed or missed or something. Then you make that face, and then nobody would know. As you said, you guys play out, so nobody probably is going to catch it. You know, unless there's unless it's the drummer from the band that you're covering, right?
Right.
So do a lot of covers. Do a lot of covers for bands that are, you know, the drummers are dead.
Yeah, I know this is coming up, but I was going to say too with recording. I know how many times have I gotten, oh, like, you're so serious. I'm like, do you know the pressure, so to speak, of literally like 2 cameras recording. I'm recording through Logic. I got to press play. I'm recording on my own. I have to run from, like, you know, my bedroom to, you know, my music room. And they're all smile. I'm like, are you kidding? I'm like sweating bullets here, trying to make sure I nail everything perfectly. And then, you know, you get the typical, you know, stereotype, oh, smile more. I'm like, okay, I'm like really focused right now. So, you know, I don't know if you deal with that, but that's the next question as far as stereotypes and, you know, what we deal with as a female drummer. So.
And that's a great point, because I'll bet there. So any of the other drummers that are on the chat here or listening or watching later, you know, how many of y'all are, when you do your drum covers, are putting makeup on, right? So come on, give it up to the ladies here. You know, they're you know. So I see that's another thing they have to do that you guys don't have to do.
Yeah, we have to look good, and it's one of those things where, oh, you don't have to, but yeah,
you kind of do.
You kind of have to, you know?
Yeah. Well, you want to put forth the best.
Right. There's that too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It'd take a lot of makeup for me, so. so speaking of that, then, is like, so what are some of the challenges that you know, you feel that female drummers experience?
Getting backhand compliments is pretty annoying. If there's somewhere I'm playing that's new, nobody really knows who I am, or even just the not regulars at the bar, I get out, I'm like shaking people's hands, thank you for watching, or whatever. And then I shake this one guy's hand. He's like, you're so good for a girl. I was like,
you should see Harley's face as soon as you said that.
Yeah, my fist right now.
Yeah, and there's this other time I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on stage, and they're like, oh, what do you do? Do you sing? Do you play bass? Are you the keyboard? I'm the drummer. No, really? I didn't think you would be like that. Okay. Yeah.
Have you gotten asked yet if you were carrying in your boyfriend's equipment? Because I had that question before, and I was just like.
But I was like, I got the question. I was like, they asked me, "Oh, so you're helping your dad or something?" Because
Yeah.
he's with me, and I'm like, "No, I'm the drummer."
He's helping me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets annoying. It really does. It hurts
Yeah.
sometimes. And
Yeah.
the comments online sometimes, it's like
Yeah, we've talked on a few different podcasts about this, and maybe I think even Harley, you and I have talked about this, where it's social media has become this necessary evil, but then again, it's like also sometimes it's a very unsocial network, social networks, right? And the trolls and things,
Yeah.
and it's like so I can see why there's some drum videos or some videos that are out there on YouTube that just we're not gonna. And I think I've seen some videos where they're kids that are young, pretty young, that are putting it out there, that there's comments are disabled.
yes, right? I was actually
Yeah.
planning to do that, but I was like, I'm not gonna let that bother me. But some of the challenges too are like the aesthetic that people want. The girl drummer, okay, let's like put it just to make us look good. Or sometimes we get the upper hand with male drummers. If we're not that great sometimes and the male drummer is better, they give us the role because we're female and we're gonna make their band look nicer than the actual guy. It's unfair and it's sexist in a way. And people like sometimes sexualize the whole thing, and it gets like, no. I'm here to like have fun and probably make some money so I can make a living. But yeah, that's really it though.
Yeah. That's pretty good. So never read the comments online. So
I try not to.
Stupid.
I really try to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good comments here in the chat. So
I do find though that the bad comments, I always go on their YouTube channel and they don't have any subscribers, and then I just have to laugh. I'm like, okay, well, you're not on stage, you don't have X amount of followers like I do, so it's just a hater, But trust me, I have my days where a comment will, trigger me or hit me just the wrong way, and I'm like, I'm ready to go off. And then other days I'm just like, this guy or girl, whatever, they're an idiot, and you just have to ignore it. But I hope that you understand how much we relate in that, just because it's so easy to compare. I'm like, wow, look at their drum set, or look at their quality, or look how their drums sound, and I like compare, and it's like, no, there's only one of us. So that's I guess my advice from one female drummer to another is just do what you're doing and just focus on that, focus on all the good stuff, and all the other negative stuff, try not to worry about. I don't know. But again, easier said than done, because I have my days too.
All right, so I'm gonna throw this out there. Since now you are both alums of the podcast here, so I'd love to see a collab, a YouTube collab.
Yes, we should do
sure.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll text each other.
Okay,
We'll
you
let
got
that
it.
happen.
Yeah,
There you
definitely.
go.
We'll let that happen.
I don't know. I don't know if you play other instruments, but I think we should do a drum collab for sure. But I think it'd be cool because I play bass. I don't know if you play another instrument or not.
We've met before at Piper's, and you were playing bass. And I was like,
okay, so
cool.
I'm so happy you brought that up. I was gonna say it before. I wanted to save it for here. We did meet before at Piper's, and I was like, I remember her. So
yeah,
I'm glad that you remember too.
I was like, I've seen her somewhere, and I was like,
Yeah.
I saw the photos. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
So
I think Harley and I, when we chatted on our podcast, it was I'd seen her drum videos for quite, because Harley, you've been posting for at least 7 years, right? I think at least.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing some of the drum videos and covers that songs that I'm trying to learn to play, and I'm like, oh well, again, like everybody's like, all right, let me see how somebody plays it, let alone try to listen to it, because again, sometimes listening to the audio is very difficult. And then and so so I've known Harley for a while, until we actually connected through the podcast and so forth. So fellow South Floridians, but But that's kind of interesting because so earlier today I had another podcast I done with the owner of a rum company in New Orleans, and she, some of the questions I asked her about, being a woman in this industry, and she said when she's attended some of these conferences or industry related things, that when it's mostly guys that are there, right? But when she sees another woman, it's kind of like,
oh my gosh, we're here.
right? And there's a gravitation to kind of connect with, or bond, as she said. I said, I guess it's probably the guys are, again, try not to guy bash here myself, but there is a different kind of bonding, I guess, right? And again, probably is. Men aren't bonding in that same sense that women bond in where they're in that world of trying to help or see others to so forth. So no, I'm totally excited about this collab. So all right, so here I'm overselling this collab here between you guys. So
I know now it's like
now
half
I'm really
pressure now.
excited,
the
though.
pressure's on.
Yeah, and we have to figure something out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
excellent. So yeah, so now, all right, like I said, there's a lot of squirrel, stay on track here. So how do you break through some of those stereotypes then?
Honestly, practice harder than the guy next to you.
Ooh, love that answer.
Just try,
Yeah.
work 10 times harder as him.
Right.
I mean, all I can say is just prove them wrong. Be good at your instrument by practicing, going out, watching other people playing, just to collect what you can and talk to people, communicate. So even if they're guys, try to pick up what they know. Be like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's what I could say.
Yeah. And I think, and Harley, do you kind of come across, I know in the bands that you are in, that a couple of them are, you also have your partner in crime there, right? So you have a fellow, right? Heather.
I have a
right?
fellow, Heather, yeah.
And but do you see kind of that similar where you guys have that challenges of performing in a band? And again, there's guys you got in the band, and obviously they have that most respect, and vice versa, right? Everybody needs to be stepping their game up, right? Regardless of, everybody wants to be treated fairly, equally the same. So everybody, right? So very cool. Yeah, I went down and saw Harley play a couple weeks ago when they were at Copper Blues. We were, what we were talking about before the show, and we were talking about how it's like that stage. I just don't know how I would fall off that stage onto the beer taps. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what stage I was on, but it was so narrow and so small. I'm like, how are the 5 of us gonna stand up here and move around? Actually, I felt bad for the guitarist because most of the time he looked like he was gonna fall on the bottles. I was like, careful.
I wonder what stage it was.
I'm trying to
because
remember.
I've played Elbow Room, and we've had 5 people on that stage. So
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
But I don't.
That's
It was annoying.
it'll come back to you.
Yeah.
So I guess we already kind of mentioned about that. You playing on the other instruments?
No. No, but I'm really wanting to learn bass guitar. Like I have one. I'm like fiddling around with it.
I think we
really
might know
into it.
somebody who plays bass guitar.
I was gonna say I'll show you whatever I know if you'd like, and then whatever on drums we could share tips
Yes.
and things like that.
I would
That
love that
would-
so much.
There's the collab, right? You guys going back and forth in the video where you're playing, you're switching up the instruments in
Yeah.
real time, or how did it? Anyway, like I said,
I like.
It's
the
like you
idea.
heard it here first, folks.
That's right,
There's a
that's right.
collab happening.
so there. All right, so we're just catching up on the chats there. So a few folks there saying, "Hey, Angel."
Hi.
So your 40-year-old trolls living in their parents' basement. They probably aren't in Florida though, unfortunately, Charlene, because there's no basements in Florida. But yes, to your point, yes, there's the keyboard warriors, I guess we all call them, right? And then Kevin, our boy Kevin, Big Easy baby, yep. That's right. Yeah, Kevin, I did mention about we did sample that old New Orleans rum on our podcast there, so I did mention your podcast with Katie Darling from Celebration Distillation. So are you in a band right now?
No, but I'm trying to form an all-girl band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking to this amazing bassist. Her name's Jasmine. So hopefully I can find a guitarist. Hey, if there's anyone here that can
There you go.
DM me if you're a female guitarist, I would love to talk to you. Yeah. So
All right.
just to get that out there.
All right. I think there's a few students here at the live music community. I think are also may fit that as well too. Maybe afterwards we can talk about that off the camera there. So yeah, Harley, you don't need another band, right?
No, probably not. But you know, look, sometimes a good opportunity shows up and you have to go for it. Music is life, so
That's right. You never know, right? You never know.
yeah, that's what I'll say. I'm
There
not
you go.
saying no.
Thanks. So, do you got any endorsements?
Yes, I am endorsed by SJC and Scorpion Percussions. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm very thankful that they gave me the opportunity to be their ambassador for their brand. So
Very cool.
very happy. Yeah, I'm just very thankful for them.
So and that's just recent, the stick endorsement.
Yeah, that happened a week ago. So we were trying to talk to them. They're like, hey, they DM'd me and they're like, hey, can you be our ambassador? I was like, yeah. So I have one of their sticks has my logo and my autograph, and I'm
Oh.
really happy about that.
Very cool.
Hopefully those sell out. Like when we get them, we're gonna sell them. It'll be pretty cool.
So do they? So how does that work? Do they send you a certain amount of sticks, or?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm not
Okay.
the one that does everything. That'll
Okay.
be in my dad's apartment, but
Okay.
I think so. Right now,
Right.
I think they're packing everything and they're sending it now.
Very cool. And is that similar for you, Harley? Because you have your endorsement as well. Do they just send you whenever you need them, want them, or?
No, I get discounts though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but too late. But yeah, I get discounts, an artist discount. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
but I'm okay with that because the way I see it is, I don't, the bigger brands, they care about famous people, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, I'm gonna say yes to a brand that I don't know will promote me for free.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get good drumstick. I'm endorsed by Collision Drumsticks, by the way, for anybody listening. But yeah, artist discount, and they've just been really great to me. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. Sometimes they are more to the people that have a bigger following. I'm not there yet.
Mhm.
But
Right.
when they see someone, they're like, hey,
Mhm.
you're pretty good here,
Right.
or something like that. I don't know. But I'm very happy about that.
Very cool. And they got their is the grip green? Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yep.
like neon green,
Okay.
and I'm like, that's cute.
Yeah.
I want it.
So there it is. By the way, it's Jasmine.
Oh,
Okay,
hi.
there you go.
Hi.
All right. So we have the band in the making on this show.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's kind of like The Voice, but just cooler. So, all right. So, so are you ready to go through in 4 beats or less?
Yeah.
All right. So, no pressure now. I actually stumped Harley on her first question.
Oh, killed me. Killed me.
All right. So, in 4 beats or less, and it's funny, people are picking up on the fact that they're asking, so what is the tempo? It's like, oh, okay. So, the way it works is I'll ask a yes or no question or this or that. First thing that comes to mind is say it right. And so if it's a either or, it's whatever you go with, right? So yeah, so I kind of right not again, I know it was a tough question for Harley. It was a Green Day. She's a super huge Green Day fan, right?
Ooh.
I'm clearly wearing the shirt right now, so.
Oh, I don't see it. So.
Oh,
So,
right, you don't.
Mm-mm.
So we'll
It's
watch.
there.
We'll watch. Yeah. just believe me.
Okay.
So, finally a stream where I'm not working. I don't have drums or rums. Can I join with beer? Sure, Davey. At anything there, where the backbeats meet the spirits, as we say, right? Drums and rums and everything in between. So we got you, Davey.
Shout out to my friend Davey in Canada.
All right. So, in 4 beats or less, Avenged Sevenfold or Iron Maiden?
Avenged Sevenfold. Yeah.
I hope Nico's not watching.
Oh no.
I'm cracking up because I'm sure those are like her 2 top favorite bands, and that's how I felt. Like, you asked me my 2 favorite Green Day songs, and I was just like, how am I supposed to choose between like your 2 favorite children? 2 children. That's how it is.
Yeah.
But Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay. All right. So that's like me, Harley. Is that you ask me between? I've got 2 boys, so and I had to say, well, which one is it? This one or that? And I picked the dog. So. All right. So what's your favorite local band?
Dollskin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not familiar with them. Who are?
They're I don't know now, but there were 4 girls, and they were like a pop punk group. And the drummer, her name's Megan Herring. She's pretty cute and cool. She's oh my goodness, like she's really good in the drums. And Sydney, the singer, she's really wild, really energetic, and she's so nice. So
where are they based out of? Like Palm Beach or Broward? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't remember.
So do you have a local favorite local band?
Local.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Angels of War.
All right, there you go. All right, shout out to Angels of War. All right.
No, I don't hope that he's watching. I don't want him to watch. That would be so embarrassing.
So yeah, that's my wife. so yeah, so Angels of War. Yes, finally got a chance to check out our good friends over at Angels of War, Gavin and Joe and everybody. Definitely super. I was totally enjoying the show, and actually that was the same night, Harley, I came by and saw you. Right, right. We started off that night down in seeing those guys, and then came up to see you guys. You guys were right killing it over there at Copper Blues there. So, all right. So next question. You ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the favorite part of the kit you use?
Bass. The bass drum. I feel like I'm more free with it. I can add whenever. If I don't know a song, I can just make a beat and that will be popping out more. The double bass is my favorite, so that'll be
what kind of pedal do you use?
MP3000, I think. Yeah, MP3000. Very happy that it's mine and it doesn't move around.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like to say is I don't know how much here in South Florida and hardly either would know or Angelina or Justin there in the back studio there is we don't have very many places that have a house kit very much, do we? Right? Or it's I don't
know.
People would bring their drum kit and everyone would play on it and they'll take it home.
Right. That's right. Okay. Right. That's right. That's fair. Unlike in Nashville where it's you go in, you see these guys and the folks that come in and play the drums, and they bring their cymbals, their snare, and their pedals, and that's it. All right, and then they go do 4 hours, and then they go down to the next bar and play another 4 hours, right? Because that's so. Yeah, pedals is it's one of those things you invest in there. Snare and pedals, right, and cymbals is where you put your money in. So again, we've watched all those YouTube videos about some of the guys, and some of the guys we've actually had on the podcast, like David R, where they take a $50 snare and turn it into sounding like amazing because they do a little upgrading, spend a little extra money on the hardware, and then he turns. I think he just did one. He bought a like a $60 snare off of Amazon or something. No, it was a company that they reached out and collabed with, and he ended up spending an additional $400 on top to like upgrade the heck out of it to make it sound real well. And at the end of it was like, just spend a little extra money and buy the like $600 snare for it. So, but yeah, the snares are real important there. So, all right. Oh, somebody wants your autograph there. Nice. Just reading, catch on the chats there. Said Joe and Kevin. All right. Yes. Shout outs for the guys over there. Angels of War. All right. So, what's your current wish? What piece of gear would you wish you had?
I don't know what it's called, but those symbols that are like spiraling down. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, a slinky.
That's what it's called?
No.
Like but it looks like it.
It looks like.
But it sounds cool and they look cool, and I was like, that seems cool. It would be cool. My kid be like there.
Harley, do you know what they are?
I don't know the name, but I know exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, tell us what it is. Give us the answer there. We know you're in the chat. I don't know, whatever the spirally thing is there.
It will be a cover band. For now. Hopefully we'll make original music, but cover
cool.
for now.
All right, so that was a question from Joe there. Is will Angelina new all-female band be cover or original? So start out with some covers and then work on some originals. Cool. Very cool. All right, here we go.
The symbol I just googled, spiral trash effects.
Spiral trash. I got spiral slinky symbol. Okay, this is fun to actually have the chat kind of give us the answers here. We should maybe switch up the in 4 beats or less to see who answers first on the questions, right? That's
Yeah.
interesting. Let's switch it up. And win cash prizes, except for there's no cash.
A bottle of rum.
There you go. There's a bottle of rum. I got nothing. I got no endorses. No. I know a few, so I got nothing to give away. So, so why that?
Looks cool. It sounds cool. Look pretty next to my kit.
All right. So there you go. Spiral stacker. Okay, Kevin's saying. It'd be kind of cool. Yeah. It's I know if you saw that I did an unboxing, I've been finally sucked into the world of Sweetwater, and
Really?
I just did an unboxing there of a mic that I bought for the podcasting, and nothing too fancy, you know. The shirt, right? Again, I think the kind of cool shirt was they got me on the checkout line there. It was like, is a shirt that they usually sell for $20. It's a $10 shirt, so I bought the shirt. I'm like, sure, what the heck, it's actually pretty comfortable. It's got looks like a podcast microphone there too.
It looks cool.
Yeah. So, and then also a pair of hot rod sticks. I finally busted all my hot rods, so again, to try to play quiet. So again, now I have, the interesting thing is, I know my wife is watching, and she's probably really pissed that she came home and there's a drum set left right in the middle of the living room when she walks in the door, because I had to take it out of the back of the truck. So usually in my house, I had my drum kit set up right in the living room when you walk in the door. So hey, guess what? The drums are back in the main room there. So I think all rooms in your house should have drums in it. So
agreed.
Yes, right. So. All right, so Harley, you got any other kind of things you want to chat about with Angelina?
Just caught me off guard.
Sorry.
That's okay. I feel like we covered everything, but I definitely wanted to mention, which we did already, that her and I have met before, which is great. So small
I
world,
remember
like full circle moment.
Right. Very cool. So, all right. So, I already showed you what we're going to try in this show now, right? Something new. All right. So we're gonna give this a try here. Okay. So again, you could be the first one to try it, right? The first no.
You can.
No.
You can start first.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
But you're gonna go.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So.
Okay.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, right, this is the game called Bop It, right? So again, you figure that it's a good game for people that are trying to keep beat and kind of speed up the time and all that. And again, I guess it's maybe not good for people that are really good on the metronome, right? Unlike me, where my time kind of goes up and back and forth and backwards and forwards. So,
Yeah.
so here we go. So we'll see. We'll set the score here, and then so we'll set like kind of like if for those of you watch Motor Trend or whatever the channel is that has that show. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. It's like where they have the guy racing and then they got to beat the time in this race car. So we'll do the easy version.
Okay.
Classic. Here we go.
High score 100. Twist it. Twist it. Bump it. Pull it. Pull it. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Bump it. Bump it. Twist it. Twist it. Pull it. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Bump it. Pull it. Twist it. Pull it. Twist it. Bump it. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Bump it. Bump it. What? Bump it like you mean it. Score 27.
All right. There you go.
Oh no.
100. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Pull it. Oh. Pull the pullable. Score 5.
Would you like to try again?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
How do we do this?
All right. There you go.
High score 100.
Hold it out a little bit so you can.
Bump it. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Bump it. Bump it. Bump it. Twist it. Pull it. Bump it. Bump it. Twist it. Twist it. Pull it. Twist it. Bump it. Twist it. Bump it. Twist it. Bump it. Pull it. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Pull it. Twist it. Oh, twist the thing that looks twistable. Score 26.
Oh, so
Oh.
you. Oh,
You won.
I don't know. I forgot what I got.
27.
Oh, all right.
I was
So
one
there we go.
point.
So 26. So whoever's next up on the podcast,
Oh.
the all right. Now we got to turn it off because it doesn't shut up. It's like, yeah, I don't know how do you turn it off. All right, we're just gonna put it away. So all right. So that was a little fun there because I'm gonna throw the thing at the wall. Davey. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
the kids. My kids do pretty good at it. So my oldest is I think he set the score the 100 there. So it
That's
speeds
crazy.
up, and again,
I'm
and there
not good at that.
there's another whole level in there where it's more than just those 3 actions. It's hammer it, drink it. You know, you
Oh,
gotta.
yeah,
So there's
yeah.
other motions and all that. So again, I think it would be probably pretty fun to do. So, yeah. So you got off easy, Harley. But when we get
I know I did.
when we get you in person, if the next come back on the podcast, you'll get your turn there. So
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
All right.
I haven't played that in years.
Yeah.
it's a good thing we're not playing like Simon Says or something, or But I
Oh, gosh.
figured it was definitely a good. Well, here's what you're gonna laugh and say. Since the old guy here in the room is I saw it the other day sitting there, and I said, yeah, this would be a cool TikTok video. Yeah, that's it.
TikTok video.
Yeah, I know. I'm on TikTok, Harley. Don't act so
I
like.
know you are. So am I.
I'm not.
That's
Uh-huh.
it's there's you definitely will not find any booty videos of me. So it's other stuff. Again, the funny videos that the videos that I've posted that have the most views. I mean, again, I'm not a viral person. I just play one on TV. Is the ones that slow motion of me changing my drum head. I just set up the camera. I just changed the head, and I put the head back on, and I had like almost 1,000 views. And then I did one the other day. It was just me just hitting one of my low, like a Zildjian low sound cymbal, just hitting it, and just seeing it kind of slow motion, kind of flex and all that.
That's cool.
I'm like,
I like those
it's
videos.
silly little. Again, that's the short attention span. Unfortunately, what we moved off of YouTube onto the videos. So all right. So, anything else you want to talk about?
No, but I would like to say thank you to some people.
Sure, go for it.
I would like to say thanks to Greg Watts for actually letting me getting in his bar, Piper's, because some people like turned me away because of my age. At first he was kind of like skeptical and was like, just let her stay away from the bar, just more in the front. I'm like, okay. Thanks Patrick for letting me meet him and helping me tune my drums and helping me like learn technique. And Joe, thank you for letting me play with your bands and connecting me with Paul. Thanks. Thank you for letting me be here.
Yeah.
And check out my Instagram, Angelina. Oh, that's not my Instagram. Angel Bukata, Bukata. Yeah. And my YouTube videos, Angelina Bukata. Thank you.
So yeah, check out YouTube. So that's a good question. I forgot to ask you. So when's the next video coming?
Ooh, right now I'm learning a song. Don't want to say. Hopefully, about 2 weeks from now. A week.
No hints, or we have to stay tuned.
They're on the wall.
They're on. Oh,
They're on the wall.
Oh, that's right. So,
They're
okay.
on the wall.
There's a lot to choose from, though. So only those who've been here at Live Music Community may have a guest.
Idea.
Taylor Swift?
No.
I don't know who's on the wall. I would like to guess though.
You want to take a blind guess?
No, I want to like name who's ever on the wall, and I'll try and guess from there.
All right.
Give me some choices.
So well, let's see if you're if Justin can jump in there. He's busy. So there's.
I think it's a rock band. I'll say that. I think it's a rock band.
Ozzy? No. Okay. So I don't remember who's on the wall. All on the wall now. But okay. So now I'll have to go take a look next. So, well, cool. Yeah. So in closing, I guess, what advice or inspiration can you share with for other women that are hesitant in learning to play an instrument or kind of, getting into this crazy world of music?
Honestly, try to ignore everyone that's trying to control. Don't do this this way. Just do what you want to do. Practice for sure. Communicate. DM other people. DM me. If you really just talk to me, I'll answer. Communication and just trying to ignore what other people are saying and do what you want to do. Practice a lot. But that's really it.
Very cool. So Harley, anything in closing?
To add to that?
In general.
Nothing closing, but I'll add to the advice and inspiration. I just think, just focus on what you want to play. Try not to worry about any outside influences. Just be happy. And I've realized that. I think a lot of us realize that over the past year or two. Just do what makes you happy. That's really all that matters right now. And don't be afraid to learn. I feel like it's an understatement. If I could do it, anybody can. Like, just practice, and I promise you'll get there.
Awesome. So, all right. So as we wrap up here, I definitely appreciate Harley coming on as a host. I'm glad, again, you guys got to share a couple things, a couple memories as well, too, right? and share some of the similar things you guys go through in in performing and drums and so forth, as well as definitely give a shout out to Justin here at Live Music Community here for helping us with the podcast today. I'm kind of getting a little bit spoiled, Justin, just coming in and just I'm being the temperamental artist, the diva. I come in and just he takes care of me and setting up the podcast here. So before we go ahead and we'll go ahead and wrap up here. A couple comments in the chat. Ignore the noise is the great life advice in general. Yep. So happy to see a young lady out there other than Miss Harley willing to become hands-on and play music instead of just listening or incorporating drum machines. Yeah, drum machines, right. Live that dream, ladies. Great interview. Thank you, Gavin. Yeah, monkey butt. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that is. Okay. Well, we'll end on that note. Justin rules. So, we're definitely not naming the podcast episode title. Yeah, monkey butt. So we do have to work on the podcast title though. So again, I'd like to thank Angelina for coming on to the podcast and talking about her drums. Also, to your dad, Rick
you.
there. Yes. So again, setting us up and Joe and Gavin for connecting again. I think that is become one of the things I've realized after, doing this for a year now is,
I just also want to say thank you to my family in Colombia for watching. Gracias. And I also have something for you.
For me?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
A hat.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I also have a shirt.
Oh.
Ooh.
Thank you. Excellent.
Hopefully it fits. But
All right. All right. Check that out. All right. So all other guests now have a big they have shoes to fill now here. Usually nobody brings me gifts. So no, I appreciate that. Excellent. So, all right. So no offense, Joe and Gavin here. I'm going to switch the hats out now. All right. Well, I'll have to fix, I know. There you go. All right. There you go. All right. No, I appreciate that. That's
Awesome.
That is awesome. So, all right. So got a lot of great only green M&Ms. Oh, yeah. We don't have a show writer, a podcast writer here where you're only requesting green M&Ms. Oh, you don't know the reference? So, all right. So I know all these guys in the chat are definitely going to keep me honest in telling the story. So, Van Halen had in their contract.
I know the story
Okay,
now.
there you go.
Yeah.
But you know why they say that? Why they put that in there?
Why?
Because they felt like that if the promoter read through the contract, that means that they read through everything and never missed anything in there. Again for
That's
safety
smart.
and so forth, right? So again, if they didn't have green M&Ms or whatever, then they knew that they didn't read the details. And again, the devil's in the details.
I have
So-
a question.
Yes.
A last minute question for both of you.
Oh.
Okay.
What would be your green M&Ms in your contracts?
Oh.
Blue M&Ms.
I thought about this recently.
Pink M&Ms.
Yeah, just like another color.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. We may have to. We're definitely gonna have to steal that one.
Add
Harley.
that in there.
Yes.
Add that question in there. What
That
would be your green M&Ms?
that will
I
be-
said,
Yes.
I actually asked my bandmates this recently. I said, I would have like I would want a rare Green Day poster in my dressing room. That it would have to be hung up, something like that.
You wanna go first?
I may not do that now
I don't-
because I
I'm
announced
trying to
it,
think.
but
Or maybe bring my dogs around. That would have to be there.
Okay.
The manager has to wear a silly shirt.
Oh. Okay.
that's a good one.
I don't. You got me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty.
Or like
easy.
every time you enter the room, they have to announce like your full name
Yeah.
loudly.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
I don't know. There's so many random things.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna have to have this whole separate little maybe
Discussion.
there we go. Maybe we'll follow up over in social media. There, we'll do a little social media, Instagram kind of.
Yeah, survey.
We'll keep it going there, and hashtag. What is your green M&Ms? There you go. I like that, Harley. We're gonna start a whole new hashtag. There you go. All right, excellent. So, yeah. So I nothing comes to mind that at the moment. So I'm not important really. So.
No.
Not true.
Yeah, no, no. Oh, so thanks. So, all right, Davey. So, I get the last word there. Take care of the little things, and the big things will fall. Yep, that's right. So, for sure. So, all right. So, I know I feel like we can definitely go, hours and hours chatting and so forth there. But, so let's go ahead and get through here, and we can hang out a little bit afterwards and chat. So, again, I'd like to thank you, Angelina, for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
This has been great. And, again, thanks for our buddies over at Angels of War for connecting us. And I think that's where I was going to say was that's what I've kind of started to realize after over a year now of doing this has been more of a connection thing.
Mm-hmm.
The podcast, connecting musicians and bands and local or even some that are not local.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some of the guests on that are not from South Florida, as well as some of our guests that have been in the rum industry, right? And connecting. And I think we're going to do, it went pretty well, was our end of year review show. It turned into more like a Zoom happy hour with some guests, and it was kind of cool, right? So some of the guests that we've had on, they were they didn't know each other, but they only knew each other through the podcast. So one of our drummers that would been on there, Dave Bloom, I don't know if he's an online drummer. He was on, and our friend Brad Brock up in here, and locally as well. He's got his podcast, and he features local musicians too, and a good friend. So anyway, my point is, it was one of those cool, these guys would have never probably crossed paths except for through the podcast. So I love to do that again here, maybe at a mid-year, kind of wrap up, here this first 6 months, kind of offer whoever wants to come back on the podcast. Again, just chat, oh, hey, I follow your stuff. got a question about this, or hey, somebody who's a drummer wants to ask the rum person a question, right? Got certain things.
Everyone talking.
Exactly, right. So it's again, it's a little family, a little community, and kind of make connections. And again, too, is you never know, they're through that whole sense that you'll be able to, down the road, you already have met somebody and so forth. So Harley wants unlimited tacos. Sorry, that just caught my eye there.
Oh, yeah. I would take unlimited tacos, they said. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's your...
That'd be my green M&Ms. Or chicken wings. Chicken wings have been my thing lately, so...
All right, so any preference in place?
For tacos, I like Rocco's Tacos. They have tableside guacamole, so can't really go wrong with that.
So Rocco, if you're watching the podcast, let's hook us up with a little sponsoring of the podcast there. And
yeah, chicken wings. I mean, I'll take anywhere. Where did I get? Oh, Fresh Market had good chicken wings, homemade. I'm not too picky with that.
All right, like I said, we're getting way off the track here. So,
but now I'm hungry.
Yeah,
so.
There you go. It's past my dinner time. So yeah, plus the time change too really messed with my eating pattern here. So this episode will be available on all your favorite podcast locations this Thursday, March 18th.
Ooh.
Also tune into the next live stream that we'll have coming up here. So the next live stream will be on March 27th, where we're going to be interviewing and chatting with Rock Sound Rum. They're based out of Texas. So Joel is also known as the cocktail scientist. So he has got a chemistry background, so he knows how to mix things up. So I'm looking forward to them. So definitely give them a follow. They're very much got a very 80s kind of vibe and feel about their stuff. So Rock Sound Rum. Also, check out the Drums and Rums podcast. Give it a like, follow, subscribe, or whatever the heck it is called nowadays. I know there's Apple is changing the way they refer to it. And lots of other great episodes out there, as well as Harley's episode that we had. I think yours was the first of the year. I think the 2021 was our first podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube page. Also follow, as Angelina said, her YouTube, her Instagram channels as well. Harley's got a bunch of stuff out there, her page, her YouTube, and so forth. You know, I think she's like in 20 bands also. Oh, 25?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I didn't want to misspeak.
No, it's great.
Also visit the website drumsandrums.com. And I want to thank you all. Have a great day. It's where the backbeats meets the spirits. Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thank you.